We're back. Time for another edition of the Carolina Insider. Adam, grab the wheels of the spaceship because we are about to drive our way through the social drive presented by Reed's Jewelers. And let's start with Carolina football in Charlotte. ACC championship game coming up Saturday at 8 o'clock. Only the second appearance for the Tar Heels in this format in the title game. And Adam, I think a lot of people remember still the controversy at the end of the first time the Tar Heels were there. There you see it. Carolina ended up recovering this onside kick, but was flagged for being offside on the kick. Adam, we've talked to Larry Fedora about it. He still felt a little frustrated by that call, and as you can see here, Tar Heel fans do as well, even now, 7 years later.
Coach Fedora did mention that he had not received a more suitable explanation for that call. He said it a little more pointedly than I just did. Recommend you go back and listen to Coach Fedora's interview, but certainly big play. Tar Heels still had to score.
Yeah, they were down 8, still had to go score and get a 2, but it did not feel like the right call. Adam agrees. So Carolina will try again this Saturday against Clemson. Again, it's 8 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 7 p.m. A big part of that Tar Heel ACC championship team back in 2015, or a team that got to the ACC championship, was Mack Hollins. Mack, of course, continues to play well for the Raiders. And Adam, I got to say, this is quite a flea flicker here. You don't often see a flea flicker from like 35 yards away with the pass only going about 10 yards, but hey, it worked.
I traditionally think of flea flickers as the guys wide open 30 yards
Deep
behind
shot,
the
yeah.
defense. This is a crossing route to Mack Hollins, who, as Mack Hollins often does, made sure to celebrate while tweaking the Seahawks fans a little bit as the Raiders win it in overtime there on the walk-off, as Mack lets the Seahawks folks know about it.
Yeah, so Hollins scored the touchdown earlier and then flapped his wings a little bit as he followed Josh Jacobson, who scored from 86 yards away in overtime to help the Raiders defeat the Seahawks in the extra period. There are a couple of Tar Heels want to send a get well soon to on the NFL side of things. Adam, one of our favorites, Michael Carter, dealing with let's not call it, it's clearly not a high ankle sprain. Connor Hughes, thank you, it's a low ankle sprain. So we want to make sure that Michael Carter gets back out there soon for the Jets. And for the Commanders, Cole Holcomb continues to play really well. He's unfortunately been placed on IR, which means that he has to miss a minimum of 4 games. He's already missed several games, and even with missing several games, is still right at the top of the tackles list for the Commanders. So hopefully both of those guys able to get back in short order. Adam, let's turn our attention to the NBA, and speaking of one of our favorites, Kobe White, of course, just the 1 year here in Chapel Hill, but what a terrific season it was for Kobe, and has had a little bit of a choppy professional journey with injuries and playing time with the Bulls, but has had a couple of really nice games here as of late.
Scored 15 points this week against Utah, going 6 of 9 from the field. He had this very nice dunk on Lauri Markkanen. The Bulls bench and dry. The Bulls just can't quite figure out what exactly they want to do with Kobe White. And then had 2 huge three-pointers last week at Milwaukee in a game in which he had 4 overall. So when you put him out there, he has a tendency to score points.
Harrison Barnes also still getting it done at the professional level with the Sacramento Kings. The Kings, a nice story, a good young core with that team, starting to have some success recently on a 6-game winning streak. There you see over 4 of those games. Harrison Barnes, a big part of that streak for Sacramento, and kind of a neat new tradition in Sacramento now, Adam. I like this. When they win, the player of the game at home goes and hits this big button and they light the beam. It's got a little bit of momentum behind it, kind of a fun new tradition for the Kings. Who could, let's be honest, the Kings could use some fun new traditions, and so what a cool one here.
Or any tradition.
Yeah.
What if the Tar Heels stole this and
Yes.
someone got to light the bell tower?
Ooh, hit a button and light the bell tower.
I like this. TM.
Belongs to us. We'll light it as blue as this set.
I think that's a good idea. If, for example, women's soccer wins the national championship, you bring the team back over to Chapel Hill, boom, they get to press the button. Is there a button that actually lights the tower?
Well, that doesn't matter. It's the visual of it. You hit the button, and then however the tower is actually lit, you just do it.
Just get one of those easy buttons, boom, you press it, there it is.
I like that idea.
I think that's good.
A guy who probably would have been able to light the bell tower several times when he was here was Garrison Brooks. Garrison playing with the New York Knicks affiliate in the G League. Adam is leading the G League in rebounds, averaging a double-double. Garrison playing really well.
And he's leading it by a rebound and a half. I mean, he's dominating the G League in rebounding, playing for the Knicks affiliate there and doing a great job. Garrison around quite a bit this summer and on into the fall, so great to see him doing well.
Maybe Garrison learned some of that basketball ability from Tar Heel strength and conditioning coordinator Jonas Saratian. We love Jonas. Jonas not known for his hooping ability, even though he works with Carolina basketball. But Adam, how about this? This was out in Portland when the Tar Heels were there for the PKI and bucket from half court.
That is traditionally how people shoot their half-court shots, like a post pattern. But as you can see, the Tar Heels suitably excited that Jonas made one, and Jonas wants to know where his shoes are.
Yeah, so congratulations to Jonas for knocking one in there. And maybe Jonas learned that from Roy Williams, Adam. Of course, Jonas got to start with Coach Williams in Kansas, then came to Carolina. Look at this great old photo here, and yeah, you could put that Ted Lasso picture right there.
Look how happy Coach Williams is to have that mustache. I'm going to wear this mustache for the rest of my life. Or maybe just for this picture.
You know, and that they had just dominated some intramural game right then. He was just happy they had won. There was probably somebody from state on the other team. So he was just, I got a great head of hair, this awesome mustache, and we just got a W.
9 of those people probably still close friends with Coach Williams and come to games at the Smith Center all the time.
Also, you may remember this story from when Carolina was in Charlottesville for football. I didn't have a belt on. It was a mistake. I just forgot my belt. Rick Steinbacher, not very helpfully, may I add, took this picture of Coach Brown and me in postgame in like a storage closet. Yeah, thanks for zooming in. That's a great area to be zooming in on, of my lack of belt there on that day. So, big thank you, Adam. Heather Holt, who works with Carolina football, came to the radio show here recently. She said she will have this emergency belt with her at all times, and if I'm about to leave with the football team in the future and realize I don't have a belt, she'll have it ready for me.
And the good news is we can really depend on Heather to actually remember this, whereas notice she didn't let Jones be in charge of the emergency belt. Put this in your travel bag. No, Heather's going to have it so that when Jones inevitably shows up beltless, things will be taken care of.
See, that's why you need to have friends in high places sometimes, like Heather Holt helping you out. If you've been listening to the audio podcast, you know that we have a whole bunch of listeners that are starting some personal Jordan year challenges for the year 2023. It started off with tattoos. Now it's gone to physical fitness. There's stuff that Adam and I don't even understand that people are that they are committing to get done by the end of the NCAA tournament in the 2023 calendar year. So on the audio podcast, Adam and I have been giving pump-up speeches to everybody who is committing to doing something during the Jordan year. So Mike Miller, Adam, turned the tables here on me, found some video of us calling a game at the Smith Center, gave me a pump-up speech. Let's listen.
Yeah, Jones, do it, man. Hashtag the grind. 2 games in less than 24 hours. And look at you, man. You're killing it down there. Killing it courtside with that coach standing right in front of you. Go, man.
Yeah, that was the James Madison game. He was in my way.
Underrated part of that video is Brett Botta sitting with all his friends right behind the scores table there.
Guys, I got some great seats. Anybody want to watch the Heels and the Dukes?
It's the very front row. The only problem is you're behind Eric Montross. I promise you can see fine.
All right, we've got a busy weekend coming up. Carolina and Charlotte for the ACC Championship game on Saturday. We're on the air at 7 p.m. to get you ready. That kick slated for a few minutes after 8 o'clock. But that's not all. Then the Tar Heels, basketball-wise, going to be in Blacksburg to see Virginia Tech on Sunday. That's a 3 p.m. tip. We're on the air at 2 p.m. for that one. So a football-basketball doubleheader. Hoping for a better weekend than the Tar Heels had last week when they had a couple of rough outings. Can't wait to be with you again. Thanks for joining us today here on the Carolina Insider.